Alright guys, I'm going to quickly talk about converting degrees to radians and radians to degrees. We know degrees and radians are both measurements of rotation, of measurements of an angle. You can have an angle and you can measure it in either degrees or radians. Now when we do unit conversions, let's take a step back and look at something we know. Suppose I had 48 inches. Let me make that a little clearer. And I want to convert 48 inches into feet. Well, I need to know a relationship between inches and feet. And I know that 12 inches is equal to 1 foot. And what I want to happen, I want the inches to go away and to be replaced by feet. So I create a conversion factor. I want the inches to go away, so I put 12 inches in the denominator of my factor, and I put 1 foot in the numerator. Now I can't change the length of this 48 inches. This 48 inches is a set length. I'm not going to change that length. 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. So this fraction, 1 foot over 12 inches, has a value of 1. And multiplying 48 by 1, it's still 48. So I'm not changing the length of 48 inches. I'm just expressing it using different units. And look at what happens. I've got an inch unit in the numerator, an inch unit in the denominator, and they cancel out. And I'm left with feet. I've got 48 feet over 12, and 48 divided by 12 is 4. Now we're going to use that same technique when we convert from degrees to radians and vice versa. Just like I had 12 inches equals a foot, I need a relationship between degrees and radians. And we learned from our task that pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. They're both 1/2 of a complete rotation. Just one's measured in degrees, the other in radians. And let's say I've got 60 degrees. And I want to convert that 60 degrees into radians. Just like I did with the inches, I want the degrees to go away. So I put 180 degrees in the denominator and my pi radians in the numerator. My degree units cancel, and that leaves me 60 pi over 180, and that will reduce to pi over 3. And you can always use the calculator to help you reduce fractions if you need to, but you're going to have to leave the pi out when you type it in the calculator since pi is irrational. It will give you a decimal answer that is not able to be expressed as a fraction. Now, let's go the other way. Let's go from radians to degrees. Let's say I have pi over 6 radians, and I want to express that in degrees. Well, here I want my solution to be in degrees, so the 180 degrees will be in the numerator of my conversion factor, and pi radians this time will be in the denominator. And look at what happens. My pi's cancel. I'm left with 180 degrees over 6, which will give me 30 degrees. So there you have it. Easy steps to convert degrees to radians and radians to degrees.